Hey, welcome back to Juicy Tech YouTube channel and podcast. My name is Ario D Juice. If you're new here, this channel is basically me documenting my journey to transition into the tech field. I'm already in the tech field, but I'm just documenting my journey of me, doing this. So I went to coding bootcamp a couple of months ago this year, 2022. And I'm just documenting my journey, like I said before. So after this video is basically 3 months in after coding bootcamp. But before I continue on, the podcast link is available. It's basically everywhere on platforms from Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, it's there. I'll leave the link to the podcast in the box below. Also, more information such as my contact information if you would like to get in touch with me via LinkedIn, GitHub, Instagram. Everything is in the box below, so make your way over there to get in touch with me or whatever. You want to check out the podcast, that's also available as well. But like I said, I'm 3 months in after coding bootcamp, and I do want to share my experience so far after me being a former full-time student in a coding bootcamp. So I've done some interviews here and there. The interviews did not go too well. I'm still practicing. That's how I look at it. It's gonna be a lot of no's for me, especially someone like myself, because I'm still a newbie. Even though I don't feel like a newbie anymore, I know how to code. I'm still practicing, still doing projects, doing everything I can to just keep my skills up. But I'm getting a lot of no's, and a lot of times I would pass the whole soft skill part where they ask you questions, like little questions about, like problem solving and all these things. That's sometimes easy, but it's not easy, right? Because every employer is different. Some may be focused on the tech part, meaning like the coding skills or the coding part about, trying to see where are you with your skill level in problem solving, or do you know anything about data structures, algorithms, like again, problem solving. Some companies focus more on soft skills. How's your networking? How are you comfortable working in teams or in people working around people in the office, especially after a whole pandemic? Are you okay with being around people in the office space? Questions like that. But haven't found a job yet, though. I have not found a job yet. I have a lot of hope, and I'm making sure I'm doing my part, which is practicing. I'm uploading on GitHub. I'm doing projects. I need to get more on Lead Code and just really learn, more about problem solving. Also, networking is a big deal that I very much want to stay focused on as well. There's a lot of people focus on the hard skills, which is the coding part, and that's really important too. But networking, which is whether it's in person or off or online, that's another, I guess, skill that you want to focus on as well. You want to be able to be around people. You feel comfortable. You can have a conversation. They're not uncomfortable around you. They feel like you're a welcoming, cool person to be around, and you can hold a conversation. You ask good questions, and that's what you want to also have, those kind of social skills. But again, after 3 months in, that's been my situation right now. I'm not discouraged. I'm just, I'm more like, I'm expecting no's more than yeses. I'm getting no's left and right. And that's going to keep happening for a long time, right? Because it's like, it feels so easy. I would have had a yes long time ago of being hired somewhere, and work. Now I do have a job right now. I'm not jobless. I'm not struggling financially. My wife and I are doing great. We are planning to go to Universal for Christmas this year, and my life is great. I'm just trying to make it better, like everybody else. I would like to work in the tech field because I think it'll be a lot of fun. I love to build things. I have decades of engineering skills, maybe not software, but in audio. So I love to build stuff, and I love to be around people and learn from them. I love to just pick someone's brain and just gain as much information as I possibly can. And yeah, that's something I very much like to do. So tech, I'm not the most savviest in that field. That's why I like it, because I can learn from other people. Like I don't ever want to be the smartest person inside the room. I have to be the opposite, and that's, to me, tech is gonna really put me in that very uncomfortable environment to just learn and just go from there. So I think it's gonna be cool. I very much know I'm gonna get a job. I know it may take me some more months, but it's okay. I'm still practicing. I'm still coding. I'm still networking. Like right now, people think social media is not really networking when it is. This is a form of networking. You knowing who I am, you know what I'm trying to do, you know my name, you know who I am basically just via YouTube. That to me is a form of networking. That's just my opinion. So that has to keep up. I'm going to make sure I keep doing that. Post as much as I can. Talk to a lot of you who are watching this. I've spoken to a lot of you off YouTube, on Instagram. I hope to meet you in person one day. I hope we can just do a live stream one day. You can come on the podcast and we have a discussion, or I'll go on your podcast. Whatever works. I'm just open to meet people, and that to me is the most important thing about tech, is meeting people, conversing, like learning, and people have to see your passion and how much of you have like dedication, drive to really, want to be part of this. And that to me is all from just talking to people and trying to really be around more and more people who are experts in this field, or experts in this field, but just have like years of experience, and I'm just learning from that person. So I'm all for it. So I will say this to anyone that's watching, that's looking to join a coding bootcamp. I would very much, I keep saying this and I always keep saying it, before spending any money on coding bootcamps, you can definitely teach yourself at least the fundamentals of coding. A lot of people come out here and say it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time. I think that's just the opposite. School's not for everybody, and that goes for college as well. It's not for everybody. But coding bootcamp for me was something that I had to do because I was so new to it, and I just needed some kind of direction. So I could have taught myself a lot of things, but they could have been a waste of time. And that's the thing about some people with this self-taught stuff. I'm not against it, but you have to kind of be careful with it, because what are you teaching yourself? And it's like, what are you trying to do? Like, what what category in tech or software engineering are you looking to be part of? And what I mean by that is, when you say tech or software engineering, that's like this broad, term that has like little categories in it. What category are you looking to be part of? You know what I mean? And that those categories consist of being a full stack developer, a UX UI designer, CSS basically. Maybe you want to just focus on the back end, a back end dev, or a front end developer. There's different categories. So it's like, what are you trying to, be part of? And once you find out what you like to do, if you like to work in the front end the most instead of working the back end, then maybe you should focus on stuff like JavaScript, like front end technologies, instead of learning stuff like that you don't really need to like learn because you're working the front end. So Java isn't something you want to learn right now because it's not a front end. It's not like something that people use for front end. JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Python, those to me are front end apps, and those are what you want to teach yourself first. If anything, JavaScript is something you want to really focus on if you want to learn, if you want to be part of or be a front end developer. Back end, Java is something you want to kind of learn. Python as well, MongoDB, Firebase, SQL, those, so it's like, what are you teaching yourself if you want to be self-taught? So you don't want to waste time learning about Ruby or PHP when you don't really need to learn it right now, because you're trying to focus on this category. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's why to me going to a coding bootcamp was a great decision. It was a freaking fantastic decision. Without no doubt do I have about joining a coding bootcamp. Because I need some type of direction. I mean, I can go on YouTube right now, but I'll be so much information on YouTube. Where do you go? Everyone have their own opinions, and the bootcamp that I went to, actual senior devs were teaching there, so they can teach all kinds of things to focus on, and that's it. Not be so lost on. So that to me is why coding bootcamp. Well, that's one of the reasons why a coding bootcamp is a good option. On top of that, you need to learn how to network. You need to learn to have people skills or social skills. And that's a very important thing to just have. Some people don't take that serious, but it's very serious. being able to work in teams and being able to solve a problem or build something, a project, whatever, working in teams. And if people don't like you and they can't really work with you, you're not going to have a job. It's just plain and simple. I don't care how good of a coder you are. If people have a hard time dealing with you as a person in the office, they just don't want you around, period, at all. You know, we don't want that kind of drama or that negative vibe in this environment. We want someone that's the opposite. And also this person happens to be a great coder. You know, so you want to have those things in order. Having good social skills. You can hold a conversation with people. You're not making people feel weird and uncomfortable. Like, that's a big deal. People have to like you to be able to work with you. They're working with you for 40 hours a week. I have to make sure I enjoy this person's presence around me. I don't care how good of a coder you are. So that's a big deal. And that's something my coding bootcamp focused on with the students. Very much being able to go to a tech event or a conference and talk to people. Ask questions. Take pictures. Vlog. I don't care. Just get people involved, or you get involved with people and show them that you are in this community and you want to be a part of it by being at these places or being on social media and posting content of how serious you are. Show your projects. Put out your experience like what I'm doing right now. This is all a form of networking. So yeah, like I said, 3 months in, coding bootcamp, that's what's going on so far. I have no regrets. I will do it again. The coding bootcamp was awesome. I have a ton of friends now, references. We talk on LinkedIn all the time. They know who I am. It's amazing. Coding bootcamp was a great decision for me. I may not have a job right now as we speak, but I very much know it's going to happen. Like, without a doubt in mind, I know it's going to happen because I'm working hard and I'm talking to people and people are knowing who I am. And I think all those multiple things are going to help me find my first job as a junior dev. And I cannot wait for that day. And I'll be sure to post a video about that immediately so you know what's going on with me. But much love to you. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you got some value from this. Like I said, the link to the podcast of Juicy Tech Podcast is down below in this video. And that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Much love to you. Be safe out there and happy code. Peace.